Is Skyrim getting another release slash remaster? Look, I know that this video will make everyone's eyes roll, mine included, but just let me say right off the bat, I seriously hope that this isn't the case and this isn't happening. However, after the insane success of the Oblivion remaster, we definitely need to discuss if Bethesda are at least thinking about releasing Skyrim again. Remember, it wasn't too long ago, it was like a few years ago at this point, when Todd Howard said that he would stop selling us Skyrim once we stopped buying it. Well, the last Skyrim release was Anniversary Edition, which sold surprisingly well for what it was. But of course, that Oblivion remaster sold way better, like it's still selling pretty well, and the game is like over a month old at this point. So obviously, knowing that and knowing Bethesda, I think that we do have to wonder and have a serious discussion if Bethesda are sitting around in meetings talking about how they can slightly change Skyrim to resell it once again. Now, whether this would basically just be Skyrim Special Edition with maybe a brand new DLC, or another remaster called Skyrim Omega Deluxe Luxury Special Legendary Definitive Edition, and it's just, slightly improved performance and graphics, or whether it's a damn near remake like the Oblivion remaster was. Like, if you ask me, that Oblivion remaster should have been called the Oblivion remake, because it was so different and so much was improved. But the issue here is that I don't actually think that this would sell all that well, and there's a few reasons for that, so let's get into them, and then we'll discuss more about the possibility of this actually happening. Now, reason number one why I don't think that this would sell well, or at least not as well as Bethesda and Microsoft would hope, is simply because it's Skyrim. And I know that that sounds really fucking dumb, because Skyrim has always sold well. Every single version of Skyrim that they've put out has sold well. But just hear me out for a minute. If they do re-release Skyrim yet again and expect it to do like Oblivion remaster numbers, they will be in for a big disappointment, and this is probably why. You've got to keep in mind that probably one of the biggest factors in Oblivion Remastered selling so well is simply because the majority of Skyrim players had never touched Oblivion before, and they have been desperate for a new Elder Scrolls game for over a decade now. They were interested because it was new to them. General audiences for this type of stuff will be far less interested in just yet another version of Skyrim. Like, all of these people saw Oblivion Remastered, and to them they was just like, oh my god, finally a new Elder Scrolls game, right? If they just see another Skyrim re-release, they're just going to roll their eyes and be like, are you fucking serious, Bethesda, come on. And reason number two why I don't think that this would do well is honestly because people are just fed up. Like I said, it's been well over a decade since the last new Elder Scrolls game, and fans are pissed off about it and have had enough of waiting. Like, it doesn't take much knowledge to know that. All you have to do is click on comments whenever Bethesda posts literally anything. I feel if they release Skyrim again, it's just going to be met with absolutely nothing but backlash, negativity, and complaints, and just overall leave Bethesda looking shit. You know what I mean? So now going back to whether or not this actually could be happening. Like I said, I truly hope not. I really hope that Bethesda don't just see this Oblivion remaster success as a sign that they can release Skyrim again. But I do think that they have at least had a discussion about it. They've at least had conversations in meetings. Look, the only way that I personally would ever buy another Skyrim is if it came with a new DLC. And no, I don't mean fake wannabe bullshit DLC that Bethesda get from modders. I mean if Bethesda made a new lore-friendly canon story expansion like that of Dawnguard or Dragonborn, right? That is the only way I would be happy to buy Skyrim for the 180th time. Like, honestly, I'm just at the point where I wouldn't even buy it to review it unless it came with a new DLC. But to be honest, that is partly because I don't see the point in reviewing yet another version of Skyrim, because it would just be the same game, unless it has some absolutely fucking major changes, right? But again, to be fair, the majority of this reason does actually come down to something else. The fact that not too long ago, I decided to stop doing reviews unless I was sent a review key, because otherwise the review is late and it doesn't do well, and it's just not really worth my time as a content creator. So unless I play a game and think it's amazing and I want to review it, I'm kind of done with reviews that aren't sent to me as review copies. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Look, it's like I briefly mentioned earlier, I just really hope in all my heart and soul that Bethesda aren't just looking at the crazy success of Oblivion Remastered as an excuse to sell Skyrim again. I hope that they are seeing it more as a sign that we, the consumer, want more remasters of older games that we used to love, right? Like, give me that Fallout 3 remaster, give me Fallout New Vegas remaster, give me a Morrowind remaster the classic Fallouts. You know what? I would even buy, I don't care, I'll probably get a lot of hate for this, I don't care. I would even buy a remaster of Fallout 4, like I genuinely would, if it got the same love, respect, treatment that Oblivion Remaster got. I honestly, like, I would. If they announced tomorrow, hey, with, you know, the team that did Oblivion Remastered is bringing you Fallout 4 Remastered in like 6 months, I'd be like, okay, pre-order now. I genuinely would. Skyrim is just the absolute last Bethesda game I'd want to see get announced for another re-release. Like, and trust me, another remaster is coming at some point. Oblivion Remastered was just way too huge of a hit for them to not ask the guys who did Oblivion Remastered to remaster more of their games. There is just absolutely no way. There have also been some pretty reliable leaks saying a Fallout 3 remaster is coming from the same team, which I do believe. Again, just because it's coming from reliable people, so I definitely think that that will be next. I'm just saying I would be like just extremely disappointed in Bethesda if they tried to sell us Skyrim again. And honestly, we are at the point where Skyrim Special Edition was more than enough. We can remaster the game to our own liking with mods now. You don't need to, you know, resell us the game. It just would feel so hugely unnecessary. You can even get Skyrim on Xbox to look and feel insanely improved with console mods. So again, it would just feel hugely unnecessary to try and sell us Skyrim yet again. Look, it's like I said, it's time to focus on Fallout, man. Give me that Fallout 3 remaster, give me a New Vegas remaster, even sell me Fallout 1 and 2 again, I'd buy it in a fucking heartbeat. And hell, remaster Fallout 4 if you really want. Just don't try and sell me Skyrim again. Please, I'm begging you. Because, again, unless it comes with official new DLC, like a new story expansion like Dawnguard or Dragonborn, I ain't buying it. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this topic. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Please do leave the video with a like if you would be so kind, and of course feel free to subscribe if you do want to stay up to date on Bethesda news, leaks, discussions, and lots more. We cover it all over here. As usual, a huge massive thank you to every single one of our channel members for their amazing support. You guys are the best, and I cannot thank you enough. But with all of that said and done, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.